So, Hare Krishna, everyone. So, this bhajan is called Shri Shri Gaura Nityananda Daya, which is the mercy of Shri Gaura Nityananda, from Dhamali, which and composed by Srila Lochan Das Thakur. Prabhu, you have already spoken about Lochan Das Thakur today in the morning.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. Start now. পরম করুণা বাহু দুই জানা নিতাই গৌরা চন্দ্র. I'll repeat, so if you like to repeat in the mute, please do. পরম করুণা বাহু দুই জানা নিতাই গৌরা চন্দ্র. সব অবতার সরস্বতীর মনি, সব অবতার সরস্বতীর মনি, কেবল আনন্দ কান্দ, কেবল আনন্দ কান্দ. ভজ ভজ ভাই চৈতন্য নিতাই, সুদৃঢ় বিশ্বাস করি. ভজ ভজ ভাই চৈতন্য নিতাই, সুদৃঢ় বিশ্বাস করি. বিষয় ছাড়িয় সে রসে মজিয়, বিষয় ছাড়িয় সে রসে মজিয়, মুখে বলো হরি হরি, মুখে বলো হরি হরি. দেখো রে ভাই ত্রিভুবনে না এমন দয়াল দাতা. দেখো রে ভাই ত্রিভুবনে না এমন দয়াল দাতা. পশু পাখি জুড়ে পাষাণ বিদরে, পশু পাখি জুড়ে পাষাণ বিদরে, শুনি জান শুনি জানো গুণ কথা, শুনি জ্ঞান গুণ কথা. সংসার মজিয় রহিল পড়িয়া, সে পদে নাহিল আশা. সংসার মজিয়া রহিলি পড়িয়া, সে পদে নাহিল আশা. আপন করম ভঞ্জরে সামন, আপন করম ভঞ্জরে সামন, কহ লোচন দাস, কহ লোচন দাস. পরম করুণা বাহু দুই জানা Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Bahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. The translation: the two lords Nitai Gaura Chandra are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduced a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Hare without any motive. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. But Lochana Das regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratification, since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Then Yamraj, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very beautiful. Okay, we shall do the Mangalacharan prayers next. Hemlata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Would you like to do Mangalacharan prayers, please?
Yes. Yeah, Prabhu. Are you sharing, Prabhu?
Yes, Mother.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा थैंक यू प्रभु
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely listened. This Mangalachan prayers and Sora Prabhuji, the Kirtan. Okay, so we shall move to the next topic, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Looking for the chapter. Okay, I'll open the new one. We have been discussing the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. This 13th chapter, devotion service in the attachment. Okay, so I think this one we have read in the last session about bhava. So it is like when when we are living in the holy places like Mathura and Vrindavan, Dwaraka. So each place is a different mood. And King Parikshit affords a good example of bhava. This is one thing. So I think we have read up to this one, bhava and prema. Okay, so can we continue this reading from here? So can I request the devotees take turns, each one take one paragraph and then reflect in that way. Okay, so we start with the Swarup Prabhuji. Would you like to read, Prabhuji, the first
Sure,
paragraph?
sure. Just
Yes.
give me 1 second.
Yes.
Lord Chaitanya next describes the symptoms of a person who has developed from faith to the stage of bhava. Such a person is never agitated, even if there are causes for agitation. Nor does he waste his time, not even a moment. He is always anxious to do something for Krishna. Even if he has no engagement, he will find some work to do for Krishna's satisfaction. Nor does such a person like anything which is not connected with Krishna. Although he is situated in the best position, he does not hanker after praise. He is confident in his work. He is never under the impression that he is not making progress towards the supreme goal of life, going back to Godhead. Since he is fully convinced of his progress, he is always very busy achieving the highest goal. He is very much attached to gratifying the Lord and in chanting or hearing about the Lord. And he is always attached to describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. He also wants to live in holy places like Mathura, Vrindavan, or Dwaraka. All these characteristics are visible in one who has developed to the stage of bhava.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here in this paragraph, so here Lord Chaitanya is describing to all these teachings to Sanatana Goswami. And here in this one, a person who has been engaging in the devotional service and attached to the devotional service, what is his bhava? So this is from faith to stage of bhava, Ado Shraddha. Ado Shraddha. अत ततो sadhu sangha at bhajana kriya. So this is the stage, and then finally the bhava it goes. So I think this one and I'll share that the verse. Um, Adho Shraddha Tato Bhajana Sangha Tataha Sadhu Sangha. It just So this is the Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Ata Bhajana Kriya Tato Anadha Nivritti Syat Tato Nistaha Ruchihi Tata. So this is the Ado Shraddha. It starts with Shraddha and then At Asaktihi Tato Bhavaha. So Asakti is the more attachment. Tato Bhavaha. Then the moods will be going on. So starting from Shraddha and the devotees association and Bhajan Kriya, doing bhajans, kirtans, glorifying the Lord in the devotees association. सतां प्रसंगात् मम वीर संविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्ण रसायनः कथाः तज्जोषणाद् आसो अपवर्गवत्मनि Shraddha, Ratihi, Bhakti, Anukrameshiti. They will come one after another. And then, so here, what else coming here? Tato Anadda Nivritsyad. So all kinds of Anaddas in our life, day-to-day life, they will be Nivrittihi. They will be completely eradicated out. So this is called Krishna conscious. Savai Nivritti Dharma. Savai uh, Nivritti Dharma. Krishna consciousness is called Nivritti Dharma. So Tato Nishtha Ruchihi Tata. And at asaktihi tato bhavaha. Asakti, after that bhava comes. And tataha premna abhyudanchati. After bhava, tata prema. This is the prema is the topmost one. Abhyudanchati. And then sadhakanam ayam premnaha pradurbhave bhavet kramaha. So they will come one after another. So it is sadhakanam. This is sadhakanam. Whoever is practicing devotional service, we could see starting from the Shraddha. See, number of stages are going on, but we need to see where we are situated out of these levels. Sadhu Sangha, Bhajani Kriya, the Anadda Nivritti Chat. Did we have come to this particular stage, Anadda Nivritti Chat? We are not committing any mistakes knowingly. Of course, unknowingly something may happen, but knowingly. Tata Nistaha, Nista. Are we keeping ourselves in the proper Nista in executing the devotional service? And then after that, Ruchi, that taste. So coming to the devotees association and speaking about Krishna, sharing the thoughts on Krishna consciousness and what one is feeling, and then just quoting something from Bhagavatam and relishing. And this is the Ruchihi, discussing the topics of the Lord. And At Asaktihi Tato Bhavaha. Asakti is in such a way, without a devotees association, without um, describing the glories of the Lord, he cannot stay little while idly. He is always, even that kind of taste. So Dhruv Maharaj, he says that just by glorifying the Lord, devotees, they derive so much of pleasure, which is crossing the even the Brahma Sukha. या निवृत्तिः तनुभृतां तव पादपद्म ध्यानाद्भवज्जनकथा श्रवणेन वा स्यात् सा ब्रह्मणि स्वयमहिमन्यपि नातमाभूत् किं त्वन्तकास्तिलुलितात् पतितां विमानात्. So here he mentions that um, ध्यानाद्भवज्जन कथा श्रवणेन वा स्यात्, just but with kata shravanena, so they derive the greatest pleasure. In front of that pleasure, sa brahmani, the brahma sukha, iswa mihimanyaphi natama bhut. The brahmani in front of the Krishna katha, it is the pleasure deriving through the brahma sukha is very tiny in front of the Krishna katha. So likewise, he swa mahimanyapi natama bhut. Likewise, Dhruv Maharaj says in his prayers to the Lord. So here, asakti is like that. So hearing the Krishna Katha is the topmost thing. And tato bhavaha. And then once that asakti is there, we engage ourselves in the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And then prema. The prema, it automatically comes. This is the natural constitutional position of the living entity. So we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We need to see apasyat sarvabhutani bhagavatyapich atmani. Apasyat sarvabhutani bhagavatyapich atmani. So this is apasyat sarvabhutani. We need to see all the living entities into the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in our heart. That means we are seeing all other living entities in our heart, and we love ourselves. So that means when all the living entities are also in our heart, that means we love everyone without any discrimination. That prema, it will flow through. We do not envy anyone. If we are envious of any one thing, then we don't get nasantim para there. Kapil Bhagavan says that one. If Paratah Dvishakaye Mam, Paratah Dvishakaye Mam. So if you are having any kind of enviousness to any particular person, we don't get any, based on discrimination of the body, we don't get any peace of mind. Nasanti Mruchati, he will never ever get. So that is when we are worshipping the Supreme Lord in the temple, that means the Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari. Kanishtadikari, he comes to the temple and take the darshan and then he will go. And Madhyamadikari, he will come and then make association with the like-minded people and stay in the temple. But there he discriminates the persons based on the seniority, based on the persons, whether who is new, who is not, he discriminate. But Uttama Shlok Adhikari, he sees everyone. He sees everyone in the similar way, equal vision. Panditaha Samadarshinaha. So until one becomes a Uttamadikari, he has to engage in the devotional service. Etavadyeva. So until Kapil Bhagavan says that one, until that point, one has to keep worshipping the Supreme Lord. And then after that, so he can wander anywhere. So he can see the Lord all throughout the world, throughout the creation. So, and wherever he sees, he will only flow this love, the prema, abhyunchati. Sadhakana mayim premnaha pradurbhavi bhavet kramaha. So that is the stages. So here, that bhav, such person is never agitated, even if there are causes for agitation. Nor does he waste his time, not even a moment. He is always anxious to do something for Krishna. So that is always to do something, because this is the eternal asset and the pleasure, eternal happiness, and to please the Lord. When we are pleasing the Lord, we also be pleased. And so when if he has no engagement, he will find some work to do for Krishna satisfaction. Either prepare some nice prasadam for Krishna, or distributing books, and calling the devotees home and doing Hari Bhajan, and then distributing the prasadam to the devotees. That is the most important thing. Inviting the devotees and performing sadhu sangha at home and feeding them nice prasadam, that is the topmost service. Many people they used to do it, but we have to do it widely, vividly, every day, frequently. That is necessary. It doesn't matter whether we are elevated, a senior devotee or a Madhyama devotee or Kanishta devotee. It doesn't matter. One has to invite the devotees home and do the Hari Bhajan. And if we do not know the philosophy or we don't have guest speakers, still that is fine. Take the Bhagavad Gita book and recite one or two shlokas and read translation and purport and discuss among themselves. That is essential thing. But because Krishna is the center, Krishna Katha is the center, everything will be aligned, come into the perfect sense. And Krishna will be pleased. Janardhanasyasu hrudi prasidati. He will be very pleased. So although he is situated in the best position, he does not hanker after praise. See, praise and all these are side products, but he is not after those things. That is not the main aim of the Krishna devotee. So he wanted to please Krishna. That is the essence of it. So he is confident in his work. He is never under the impression that he is not making progress toward the supreme goal of life. So he understands that every moment he is spending, it is only for Krishna, not for his personal sense gratification or to please his bodily senses. So because he is always trying to please Krishna, that means he is never under the impression that he is not progressing. That means he is always progressing towards spiritual supreme goal of life, going back to Godhead. Since he is fully convinced of his progress, he is always very busy achieving the highest goal. So that is, path is sure to go back to Godhead. He is very much attached to gratifying the Lord and in chanting or hearing about the Lord. And he is always attached to describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord. So this is Madharma Gunairetaihi Parisham Shuddha Ashayah. Purushasya Anjisabhyeti Shrutamatra Gunam Himam. As soon as one hears the qualities of the Lord, Shrutamatra Gunam Himam of the Lord, Purushasya Anjisabhyeti. So he will be Madharmana Gunairetaihi Parisham Shuddhashaya. He will be attracted to the Lord and he will purify. In such a way, there is more attachment between the Lord and the devotee based on the qualities. So many people come to Krishna consciousness by hearing the qualities of the Krishna. And then so we know that there are so many 26 qualities that Krishna has given in the Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter. Abhyam Sattva Samsiddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavstitihi Dhanandamasya. So those are 26 qualities are there. They will be automatically manifested in a devotee. But whereas Krishna has got more qualities based on his supreme position. So that is how he is always glorifying the transcendental qualities of the Lord, taking any one of the pastime, and he'll bring out so many qualities out of it. If Krishna is killing Putana, how compassionate he is, and even such a demonic person, she has got a motherly position in the Goloka Vrindavan. Kamvadayalum Sharanam Rajema, and whom should I take the shelter apart from Krishna? So likewise, a devotee always describes the transcendental qualities of the Lord. And also he wants to live in holy places like Mathura, Vrindavan or Dwaraka. So this is, if generally devotees, many people, they wanted to stay at the holy places to have devotees association. Otherwise, if so many people, they will go and take darshan and come without speaking to anyone and take a bath in the some rivers or lakes or something like that and come home. But such kind of people are Saiva Ghokara, Saiva Ghokaraha, Janeshu, Abhijneshu, there, um, Prabhupada used to say that one. Uh, People, they're going only for um, taking bath and taking darshan and come without speaking to devotees. Such kind of people are Saiva Ghokaraha, a cows and asses like that. But here, a devotee want to live in the places, like for example, the Prayagraj, Hardwar, Ujjain, Nasik, Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwaraka. All these places are all auspicious, where the Lord devotees reside there. These characteristics are visible in one who has developed to the stage of bhava. Okay, so and then later on, so so King Parikshit affords a good example of bhava. So when sitting on the bank of the Ganges, waiting to meet his death due to the curse of Brahmana boy, he said, "All the Brahmanas are present here, as well as Mother Ganges, should know that I am soul completely surrendered to Krishna. I do not mind if I am immediately bitten by a snake, sent by Brahmana boy, or anything else. Let come something else come and bite me. It doesn't matter to me. I want you to hear Krishna Katha. So let the snake bite me as it likes. I shall be pleased if all of you present here will go on chanting the message of Krishna." See, this is the mood of a devotee. This is the bhava. They do not care about the bodily things. So he has got to 7 days. He did not want to waste a single moment of his leftover time. Let the snake bite me as it likes. I shall be pleased if all of you present here will go on chanting the message of Krishna. So this is the preparation. Pravishanti akuto bhayam jnana vairagyuktena bhakti yogena yoginah kshemaya padamulam me pravishanti akuto bhayam. This is called akuto bhayam. So now, because he has since childhood he has been rendering service to Supreme Lord, he used to worship the deities. Likewise, he acquired all the knowledge and also the detachment to the material world before he left his kingdom and hand over the kingdom to his son. This is called Vairagya. So this is Jnana Vairagyuktena Bhakti Yogena Yoginaha. So these are all Rajashis. Even one is always engaging himself in the ruling the kingdom, having a family, सबार्यः सप्रजः कामान् बुभुजे अन्य अविरोधतः सङ्गे मानससत्कीर्तिः सस्त्रीभिः सुरगायकैः प्रतिभूषेषु अनुबद्धेन हृदा शृण्वन् हरेः कथाः निष्णातं योगमायासु मुनिं स्वायम्भुवमनुं यद्दाभृंशितुं भोगाः न सेकुः भगवत्परम्. So even the having wife and children every day enjoying all kinds of opulences, and every day morning Pratibhusheshu Anubaddhena Hrudashrinvan Harehe Kataha. Every day morning he used to hear Krishna Katha without missing. Swayambhu Manu's family. This is the family activities. And hearing Krishna Katha singing. Um, so that environment is all auspicious. If you are hearing Krishna Katha in the morning, all auspiciousness. Such kind of thing. Swayambhu Manu as a king, as a Rajashi, he has been engaged his family like that. Though Nishnatam Yogamayasu Munim Swayambhumanam, he is perfect. And Ayatayamaha, so he was enjoying, but Nasekuhu Bhagvat Param, he never fall down from his position, though he is enjoying all the opulences. And such kind of, because they have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. So Parikshit is like that here. And he has, since childhood, he has been engaging, always hearing Krishna Katha. When he was going on a, just seeing his kingdom, how it is. Gauringa Mataji, would you wanted to say something? You raise your hand. Gauringa Mataji? Okay, maybe. Hare Krishna, Radha Sarka Mataji. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, everybody. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I've just come back from work.
Okay, that's all right, Mataji. No worries. Thank you. Okay, so here Parikshit Maharaj, so he has been engaging in the hearing Krishna Katha and engaging in the devotional service since his childhood. So that's why he was able to detach from the family life very easily. Jnana is automatically comes. Who is in Krishna consciousness? He is the complete, situated in the complete knowledge. And also Vairagya as well, complete detachment. He sees what is matter, what is the spirit. So that's why it was very easy for him to say these words. It is not surprising for him to say, "Let the snake bite me as it likes. I shall be pleased if all of you present here will go on chanting the message of Krishna." So because the soul never dies, it changes the body only. And when the perfect consciousness, he will go back to Godhead. So such a devotee is always anxious to see that his time is not wasted in anything which is not connected with Krishna. Of course, everything is connected to Krishna, but the perception, this is called illusion. Prutiyardham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidhyatmano mayam yata bhaso yata tamaham. But here, devotee sees that whatever is happening, he sees that it is in connection with the Krishna. See, his time is not wasted in anything which is not connected with Krishna. So he wanted to hear Krishna, but devotee knows and everything. Maya jakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. That way, he sees Krishna and thinks of when he is eating, when he is drinking, when he is breathing, and likewise, whatever he sees, he always think and connect with Krishna. In such a way, he never wastes anything, a little moment as well. So consequently, he does not like the benefits derived from fruitive activity, yogic meditation, or the cultivation of knowledge. So this is the position of a tapaspino dhanpara yasespino manaspino mantrivida sumangalaha kshamam navinnanti vina yadarpanam tasmai subhudrasravase namo namah. So here, any fruitive activities. So either one is always mental speculator, tapaspino, danapara, yasespino, or giving the charity or getting the fame, yasespino, mantra with the sumangalaha, whether he knows so many of these mantras to do many things, yogic, different kinds of yogic gymnastics or whatever it is, meditations or cultivation of the knowledge, everything, unless these are offered to the Supreme Lord, there is no good for him. So because of that, he doesn't worry about all these things. So he simply engages himself in the devotional service. So he is simply attached to the words favorably related to Krishna. Favorably, anukulyena Krishnanuseelanam. Nirbhande Krishna, Nirbhande Krishna Sambhande. And this is the Pratikulyasya Bhajjanam Anukulyasya Sasamte Anukulyena Krishnanuseelanam Bhaktiruttama. So such pure devotees of the Supreme Lord always pray to him with tears in their eyes. Their minds always recollect his activities and their bodies always offer him obeisances. Always offer him obeisances. So thus they are satisfied. Any devotee who renders such devotional service dedicates his life and body for the purpose of the Lord. See, this is how a devotee is. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य माम् एकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. He always completely in that situation. He understands that. Thus, they are satisfied. This is the position of a devotee. Parasparam tvad gunavadasidu piyoshi niryapita deha dharmaha. So their bodily pains or pleasures does not come when we are discussing the transcendental topics of the Lord. That's why it is recommended Madhyashna Darshana Sparsha Puja Suti Abhivandanaihi Bhuteshu Madbhavanaya Satvena Asangamena Cha. So detach from the this Asat Sangha or the bad association and always stay in the devotees association. आध्यात्मिक अनुश्रवणात् नाम संकीर्तनाच्च मे आर्जवेन आर्यसंगेन निर्हं कृतिया निर्हं kriya तथा. All the time in the devotees arjavena aryasangena, then he will be always in full satisfaction. They do not speak ill words or criticizing words or comments of material things and about land, money, bank balances. You did that one, that person did these things, that person did, and laughing, talking about it, laughing. He does not waste speaking such kind of things. He speaks only Krishna Katha. Parasparam tvad gunavada sidu piyoshi niryapita deha dharmaha. Gunavada sidu. This is again Kapil Bhagavan says, so one has always speak Krishna Katha. And then further, another statement is the King Bharata, after whom India is called Bharatavarsha. So this is all about Parikshit, an example. Now King Bharata, after whom India is called Bharatavarsha, was also a pure devotee, and at an early age he left his household wife when he was of 24 years old, similar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His beautiful devoted wife, his sons, friends and kingdom, just as if they were stool. See, it is he is comparing as if they were stool, because no one is accompanying in our life for eternally. All the bodies coming as different atma jay sutagara pasu dravina bandhushu niroda moola hridaya atmanu bahumanyate. A person who is materialistic person always thinks that this is my home, this is my family and children, and then he thinks that niroda moola hridaya, it is deeply rooted in his heart, and then he thinks that I am the greatest, I am the happiest person. Atmanam bahumanyate. But here, King Bharata, he is seeing his family just as if they were stool. See how powerful statement it is. This is a typical of a person who has developed bhava in the course of his devotional service. Such a devotee always thinks of himself as the most wretched, and his only satisfaction is in thinking that someday or other Krishna will be kind enough to favor him by engaging him in devotional service. Yes, this is the one everyone is thinking always. When the time comes that I will be completely 100% devoted to Krishna, right now I am most wretched. I am not qualified to speak. I am fallen soul. Why do I am here? Likewise, he always exhibits. But such a devotee always thinks in his life like a most wretched. And his only satisfaction in thinking that someday or other Krishna will be kind enough to favor him by engaging him in devotional service. Though he is already in the devotional service, but still he always thinks. See, that is the devotee. In the Padma Purana, another instance of a pure devotion is found. There it is recorded that King Bhagirath, although the most elevated of human beings, was begging from door to door and was even praying to the Chandalas, the lowest members of human society. So this is again further Sri Sanatana. This is the examples of Bharata, King Bharata. This is very powerful statement. He is looking his family members, his wife, his sons, friends, and kingdom, just as if they were stole. Very powerful statement. How it is possible to think? in this age of Kali. As soon as someone is thinking in the family or speaking something like, if we say this one, immediately everyone will just bring that husband far away from Krishna consciousness. Okay, so this is very powerful statement. So and King Bhagirath, he was even praying to the Chandalas, the the lowest members of the human society. And here Sri Sanatana Goswami later composed this verse, Na prema shravananandi bhaktihi apiva yoga atava vaishnavo jnanam va subhakarma va kiyadaho sajjatihi api astiva हीनार्धादिक साधके त्वयि तथापि अर्च्यज्य मूलसति हे गोपीजनवल्लभ व्यथायते हा हा मद आसैव माम्. I am poor in love of Godhead, and I have no qualification for hearing about a devotional service. Nor do I have any understanding of science of devotional service, nor any cultivation of knowledge, nor any righteous activities to my credit, nor am I born in a high family. Nonetheless, O darling of the damsels of Raja, I still maintain a hope of achieving you, and this hope is always disturbing me. A devotee who is touched deeply by such strong desire always chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So very beautiful thing. So this is another example of Sanatana Goswami. And then again one more example is here. Can anyone would like to read this one up to here? Prabhavati Mataji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In this regard, the following verse by Bilamangala appears in the Krishna Karnamrita 32. Tvacheshvam Tribhuvana Adbhutam iti avehi Machapalam cha tava vamama vadigamyam tatkim karomi viralam murali vilasi mugdam mukambujam udikshitum ikshanabhyam. O Krishna, O flute player, the beauty of your boyhood activities is very wonderful in this world. You know the agitation of my mind, and I know what you are. No one knows how confidential our relationship is. Although my eyes are anxious to see your face, I cannot see you. Please let me know what to do. A similar passage appears in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.3.38, in which Rupa Goswami states, Rodana Bindu Marandasyandi Drig Indivaradya Govinda Tava Madhura Swarakanti Gayanti Namavalim Balam. O Govinda, this young girl with the tears in her eyes is crying in a sweet voice, chanting your glories. Such pure devotees are always anxious to describe the glories of Krishna and to live in a place where he exhibited his pastimes. A similar verse appears again in the Krishna Karnamrita 92. The body of Krishna is so nice and his face is so beautiful. Everything about him is simply sweet and fragrant. And in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.156, O lotus-eyed one, when I will be able to always chant your holy name, and being inspired by that chanting, when will I be able to dance on the bank of the Yamunas? Krishna Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we'll come to that point later on. Thank you so much. So here, Rupa Goswami. So this is the Sanatana Goswami composed this verse. So glorifying that I am put in love of God. So he is mentioning everything that I have no qualification for hearing our devotional service, like our devotees say, though they are engaged in the devotional service. But still, at the end, they will say, I still maintain a hope of achieving you, and this hope is always disturbing me. So this is devotee is already engaged in the service, but say always these things. Nonetheless, oh darling of damsel suffrage, I still maintain a hope of achieving you. So it's a sweet pastimes in a different mood. Every devotee has got a different mood. My saying that yours humble servant. I don't know. I'm unqualified. I don't know anything. But still, they do all best in the best endeavors. We all endeavor for the best. That is the only thing. It doesn't matter it comes perfect or not. But Lord will be seeing Bhavagrahi Janardana. How much deep desire we have. He will only see that. And then again, Bilva Mangalam Thakura. So he was previously, when he was mostly attached to the woman, and then the prostitute. Later on, he stopped all these things by the instruction of the prostitute, Chintamani. And then he went to the Vrindavana, though he went to the Vrindavana. So what happens? Rasavadhyam Rasopyo, what is that one? Rasavadhyam Rasopyasya Param Društva Nivartate. Because of the previous state, still it is with him. Though he is in the Vrindavana and thinking, but whenever he sees one of the women going in a state, then he was going behind that woman, and then later on, up to her home, and then she spoke to her husband. Then immediately he came to the senses and he asked for a pin from that woman, and then he plucked his eyes, and then he lost his eyes because he does not want to see any woman like that anymore. Now with that one, he is saying here, "Oh my dear Lord, although my eyes are anxious to see your face, I cannot see you. Please let me know what to do." So in that time, whenever he does not have eyes, he has composed this Krishna Karnamrita. Oh Krishna, oh flute player, oh, the beauty of your boyhood activities is very wonderful in this world. You know that agitation of my mind, and I know what you are. No one knows how confidential our relationship is. Although my eyes are anxious to see your face, I cannot see you. Please let me know what to do. Say this is his position. So when we are attached to one particular thing, what Krishna does, tam tvam gataham saranam saranyam subhrutya samsara taroh kutaram. Subhrutya samsara taroh kutaram. The Lord will, whoever is surrendered to Krishna, the Lord will cut the samsara. Taroh kutaram. Taraha is a tree. Subhrutya samsara. Bhrutya samsara taraha, the tree. The family tree, he will cut it. Kutaram, axe. Just like he act like an axe, he will cut it so that he will bring that devotee with him to his abode. Okay, so and then a similar passage appears in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as well. In the Rupa Goswami states, Rodana Bindu Marandasyandi Drug Indiyavaradja Govinda Tava Madhuraswara Kanti Gayati Namavalim Bala. Oh Govinda, this young girl with tears in her eyes is crying in a sweet voice, chanting your glories. So such pure devotees are always anxious to describe the glories of Krishna, to live in a place where he exhibited his pastimes. And also this discussing about Krishna and Radharani, the beautiful intimate pastimes between Radha and Krishna. So Jaidev Goswami, so his disappearance day was yesterday. It was his disappearance day. He has given so beautiful intimate pastimes, loving exchanges, but it is for the elevated devotees. So and then such kind of elevated devotees, they go to the Vrindavan, and they each and every kunja, and then thinking this is the place where Krishna was hiding, and this is the place where Radharani was hiding. This is where they have met together. This is where how their sakis were sent by each other to communicate the messages between Krishna and Radharani. And this is where Krishna used to play in the sand. Likewise, different. Um, so this is to live in a place where he exhibited his pastime. A similar verse also appears again in the Krishna Karnamrita. The body of Krishna is so nice. It is the Srivatsankam Ghanashyamam Purusham Vanamalinam Abhivyakta Chaturbhujam. This is again Krishna's expansion as the four-handed form. The body of Krishna is so nice and his face is so beautiful. Everything about him is simply sweet and fragrant. Everything Adharam Madhuram, Vadhanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram. Everything is Madhuram. Everything about him is simply sweet and fragrant. In Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu, O lotus-eyed one, when I will be able to always chant your holy name and being inspired by that chanting, when will I be able to dance on the banks of the Yamuna? So this is when we have got full understanding of Krishna, then we do not control those feelings when we are seeing the Krishna's pastimes. It doesn't matter wherever we are hearing about Krishna's glories, immediately tears flow from our eyes. That is because we know what is the position of Krishna, what is the loving relationship between Krishna and ourselves, and scientifically, and how he has acted. And though he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he come and perform the pastimes for our sake, only for our sake, not for his pleasure, for our sake, so that to attract us. Bhavyatya satvena lokanvai lokabhavanaha leelavatanaruto devatiryak naradishu. Even for our sake, he will appear in the devatiryak naradishu among the demigods and also animal beings as well. Varaha Tara and also Naradishu, like Rama and Krishna, though he appears and goes through so many calamities, like going to the forest and experiencing tribulations in the forest life. When compared to the Rama and come to Krishna, it is very, very, we are seeing Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we look at in another angle, so as soon as he took birth, he was separated from the parents, and then within the 10 days some person is coming to kill him, and then after that one more person is coming to kill him, the Sekatasura, and then another person Trunavata is coming to kill him. So he doesn't have, though if we see one angle, there are no peaceful in the premises, always everyone are in anxiety. And then later on so many demons are always coming and disturbing him. And then later on he has got intimate friends and gopis and girls, and then he got separated from them, and then they were always crying for him. And later on, as soon as he goes to Mathura, again always he was being harassed by this Jarasandha for so many times. Where is the peacefulness? Why he is doing all these things? It is for our sake, not for his self. He is Atmaram. And then he goes to Dwarka, again there are so many things, fighting with so many people, always throughout their life, fighting with the demons, demonic things. Of course, there are good times as well. But if we see the Rama's life and Krishna's life, Krishna life has packed with full of pastimes. Everything is for our sake. Janma karma chime divyam yevam yo veti tatpataha chaktva deham punajjanma naiti mameti Arjuna. So that is, if we need to see Krishna in another angle, just like a parent, and why my child is going through. If the how Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj have gone through, we could understand. And when Krishna was separated from Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, and when in the after killing Kamsa, and then truth is being revealed that he is Krishna is son of Nanda Maharaj, son of Vasudeva and Devaki, not Nanda Maharaj anymore. And Nanda Maharaj is keeping tears in his eyes. How can he tolerate? And that knowing that Krishna doesn't come to Vrindavan anymore. How does Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj feel? So there's so much of crying is there, feelings and attachment. So and also the gopis, that separation is Vipralamba Bhava. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya described to Sanatana Goswami the symptoms of the Bhava stage of devotional service. So can someone take turn to read the last two paragraphs, please? So we shall finish this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I please read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Lord Chaitanya next described the symptoms of actual love for Krishna. He said that no one can understand the words, activities, or symptoms of a person who has developed love for Krishna. Even if one is very learned, it is very difficult to understand a pure devotee in the stage of love of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When a person engaged in devotional service in love of God sings the glories of the Supreme Lord, his heart melts, because the Lord is very dear to him. When he glorifies the Lord's name, fame, and so on, he becomes almost like an insane man, and in that condition he sometimes laughs, sometimes cries, and sometimes dances. He continues in this way without considering his situation. By gradually developing his love of Godhead, he increases his affection, his emotion, and his ecstasy. The culmination of such attachment is Mahabhava, the high stage of devotional love. It may be likened to a rock candy, which is the most concentrated form of sugar. As it is concentrated, sugar cane juice goes through different stages: molasses, sugar candy, but the final and most palatable state is rock candy. Similarly, love of Godhead can gradually develop in such a way that transcendental pleasure is increased to the highest stage for the real devotee.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describing the symptoms of the actual love for Krishna. Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo. So here, in the devotion, one is engaged. Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo. In the heart, his heart melts. So let me share that. As the Kapil Bhagavan explains, when he is meditating on the each and every part of the Lord's positions, and finally he comes to the stage that evam haro bhavati pratilabdha bhavo. 24, 29, chapter 28. Jhana. Okay, so this is further go. So it is meditating on everything else, all parts, and that. एवं हरो भगवती प्रतिलब्ध भावो भक्ता द्रव हृदय उत्पुलकः प्रमोदात् औत्कंच भाष्पकलया मुहृज्यमानः तच्चापि चित्तबडिशं शनकैः वियुङ्क्ते. So this once the devotee evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo, once he attains that love, develops the pure love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, pratilabdha bhavo, bhaktya dravad hridaya utpulakah pramodat, and his heart drava hridaya, his heart melts, utpulakah pramodat, experiencing standing of the hair of the body, standing of the hairs of the body, pramodat, from the excessive joy. Outkancha bhashpakalaya muhrajyamanaha. Outkancha bhalaya. So occasioned by the intense love, outkancha bhashpakalaya, by stream of tears, constantly being afflicted. Kalaya muhrajyamanaha. Muhruhu, again and again, ajyamanaha, being afflicted. Tachap chitta badisham sanekaihi viyunkte. So this is the how one's experience. By following this course, yogi gradually develops the pure love for Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, in the course of his progress in devotional service. The hairs on his body stand erect through the excessive joy, and he is constantly bathed in a stream of tears, occasioned by intense love. Gradually, even the mind, which he used as means to attract the Lord, as one attracts a fish to a hook, withdraws from material activity. So this is the mood of a devotee. So here Prabhupada is explaining this one. His heart melts because the Lord is very dear to him when he glorifies, and so on. So also like एवं सुप्रियनामिकीच्च जाथानुरागोद्धृतचित्त उच्चैः हसति अतो रोदिति रौति उन्मादवत् नृत्यति लोकबाह्यः. He does not care about the materialist outside world. No, he does not care about anything. He simply loves. Hasati or ato roditi rauti unmadavat, just like a madman. Nrutyati lokabah, he dances. He doesn't worry. He does not worry about anything else. That is called uh, Mahabhava. This culmination of such attachment is Mahabhava. This is love of Godhead. He increases affection, his emotion, and his ecstasy. This highest stage of devotional service. It may be likened to rock candy. So again, Prabhupada is giving example of how the it is a sugar cane from the sugar cane plants to bringing a rock candy. Similarly, the love of God. So here, sugarcane juice, what it is, the plant, sugarcane plants, we just take the sugarcane plants and then we will just put it in the machine. It will crush the juice. What is happening here? The plant is being crushed and then juice is coming out, and juice is boiled again and again to make more concentrated form of the sugar. And then when we are boiling that sugarcane juice, when it comes to the thickness, and then adding some kind of sodium bicarbonate or something like that, it will turn into a jaggery. It is not sugar, it is jaggery. That is what naturally farmers prepare, which is so sweet and natural and healthy. But the same juice, it is made in the factories, it is mixed with some kind of bone powder or something like that, then it will turn into kind of sugar in a different process. But here, what is happening? The plant is taken and crushed it and brought the juice out of it and boiling it. It's a process. Similarly, our life is like that. Our life is always going through the pains and pleasures. In between, we are going through all the time the mission, gigantic mission. And what actually we wanted finally, the love of Godhead needs to be squeezed out. The Lord is, that is what Manthan, that needs to be coming, nectar needs to be coming out. But what is coming? What we try to do, if there is a small problem, we try to immediately counteract it. But our Acharya says, do not counteract it. If something comes in your way, simply experience that one, and then just free it from your account. If you counteract it, you are trying to make adjustment, but nothing will solve the problems. Another problem will come. If we try to solve one problem, the similar kind of problem, if we try to solve it, another problem will come. If you simply experience it, next problem will not come. Our acharyas, I think Rupa Goswami or Sanatana Goswami, there, Prabhupada has mentioned, if something is in your way, simply experience through it. Do not न प्रतिकुर्वन्ति तद्भक्ताः प्रभवोऽपि. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed by the Brahmana boy, though he was able to, powerful enough to recurse or counteract, but na priti kurvanti, he did not do counteractive actions. Though he is a Prabhavopihi, even the powerful enough to counteract, but he did not do because they know he has to pass that calamity. Likewise, our acharyas uh, suggest. So similarly, love of Godhead can gradually develop in such a way that transcendental pleasure is increased to the highest stage for the real devotee. One experiences this transcendental pleasure. in all time and circumstances. Okay, so with that one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completed this chapter. So this is the attachment to the devotional service. Okay, I request dear devotees, if you've got any questions or you wanted to share anything on this one, kindly share or kindly ask. But all this love, this one, we may not taste it because there's sometimes nama paradani yukthanam because of the nama paradas. So, but that nama paradas also can be counteracted. That namani eva haranti agham, just by the nama itself, we can counteract it to overcome that kind of offenses. So this is again coming from the Padma Purana. Then Avishranti Prayuktani, without giving any gap when chanting, how one can come out of this aparada, nama paradasis? Avishranti Prayuktani, Tani Evardha Karani cha, in order to do the chanting without any aparadas, so that he will feel those kind of attachment to the Lord. Namaparada Yuktanam. Namani eva harantyagam. Just by the nama aparadas can be overcome by just the nama only, harinama only. How? This is the avishranti prayuktanam. Avishranti means without any gap. Without any gap. When chanting, we keep chanting, we do not stop for anything else. We allocate some time, we keep on chanting. That way, Tani evardha karani cha. This one is also mentioned from the Padma Purana. I think Rupa Goswami has mentioned this one. And the other day we were seeing that. Okay. And dear devotees, if you have got anything to share, kindly share. Yamlata Mataji, if you have got anything to share or ask.
No, Prabhu. I'm listening. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Jai Kanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. When I hear about devotional service, I was just thinking, Prabhupada says, we use this body to serve everybody around us, people and things we serve. Why not use this body? Because the body is not going to last forever. It's useless, really. But why not use it to serve Krishna, where you will gain everything? You will gain the best of everything. You'll be with Krishna, you will get freedom, you get liberation. If you serve Krishna wholeheartedly, like we do, we serve the world around us, the people around us wholeheartedly. We try to save face by being so good to other people and polish the body to make us get attracted to other people, and we forget about Krishna. So the devotional service you're talking about sort of just touched on one of the lecture Prabhupada did, which said, use the body to serve Krishna. That sort of triggered that belief that really is a kind of prompt to remember not to use the body to serve other people, because it's a waste of time. When I mean serve everybody, all we think about is looking after people around us, or seek their approval all the time.
Yes, Mataji. So everything when the devotee is serving, but we also go to outside and see, but we are in Krishna consciousness, and some people are not in Krishna consciousness. But we see that everyone are Krishna's children only. In that way, we treat. Apasat sarvabhutani bhagavatyapich atmani, something like some atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagvantam avasthitam. Apasat sarvabhutani bhagavatyapich atmani. We see all the living entities are in the heart of the Lord, and Lord is in our heart. And when we are rendering service to some people who are not Krishna consciousness, though not connected to Krishna, but directly. But there, a devotee would see that he is also a child of Krishna. Let me help him. Something like Etavad Janma Sapalyam Deheshu Iha Dehinam Pranaihi Addaihi Diya Vacha Shreya Acharanam Sada. So when Krishna was speaking to the Gopa boys after killing this Vyomasura, I think some demon, Vyomasura or Vatsasura. So at that time, he mentions showing that mango tree like this. We should be like this, like a tree. It always gives the fruits. Only lives for the well-being of others. Etavad janma sapalyam deheshu iha dehinam pranaihi addaihi diya vacha shreya acharanam sada. You engage your body, your life, your money, your intelligence, and your words for auspiciousness of everyone. So there is very beautiful statements to reflect in our life. Yes, Mataji, very nicely explained. Thank you so much, Mataji. But in a different, we do not discriminate whether, again, there are different levels, Kanistadikari, Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari. Uttamadikari does not discriminate based on the body. And whereas Madhyamadikari, he makes friendship with the Mahtam Bahumanena Dinanam Anukampaya. Maitrachi evatmatulyeshu yemena nemena cha. So you always respect the senior devotees and show compassion to the neophytes and make friendship with equal-minded devotees. Yemena nemena cha, by following rules and regulations. So that comes again into the picture. So, but a Uttamadikari, he is always, so this is also described by Kapil Bhagavan in the, sorry, this verse is the 29th chapter. He describes about the until what point we have to engage in the deity worship, and then from where subject content. Okay. So he says that what verse number is that? I think this is where. So here, such a perfect living entity. So this is Manishani Manasaitāni Bhutani Pranamed Bahumanayan Yeshwaro Jiva Kalaya Pravishto Bhagavaniti. So this is, he respects everyone, all the living entities. He is under the firm conviction that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has entered the body of every living entity as a super soul or controller. So he respects, offers respects to every living entity. It doesn't matter whether it's a cat, dog, and everything else. According to the his body also. So here, Manino Bhinna Darshinaha. How do we respect? Is, for example, cat is there, dog is there. It is according to the its constitutional position. Cat means we simply say, I mean, giving it some kind of food if you have something like that. Likewise, we have to respect. That one also he mentions that Manino Bhinna Darshinaha. Though according to the position of the living entity, we respect. We do not interrupt its livelihood. that statement is mentioned.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
There was a Mataji asked a question that why, when we're eating, can we not listen to Bhagavatam or any class or divert and listen to Katha and eat at the same time? And I think we know the answer, but in the fast world, we are sometimes eating and listening, or
That is good.
So, but what the answer was from this other Mataji was that no, we do not. But you can look at it in a different way, I suppose, because you should honor prasadam so much and relish it. According to Prabhupada says, you must associate and enjoy a big feast, or sit and have prasadam together with good devotee and discuss about Krishna. So that also happens, and it's a good thing, isn't it?
So yes, Mataji. So here
But,
two angles. There are two angles. So
there
here,
are two angles. Yes, that's what I thought. But because you're meant to be quiet when you eat, according to what we've been brought up to, and just focus on the prasadam and the nourishment that you get from it, and you channel it down into your system by chewing many times so you can digest it beautifully. All that comes into it. But if Prabhupada says we should associate with other people when we take prasadam, you will be talking, won't you? You'll be talking about Krishna. Proper devotees will be talking about Krishna, not mundane talk, But I was a bit confused with that answer that was given.
yes, Mataji. So here, first angle is what is my primary duty? So now I am in the Bhagavatam class. That is one angle. At the time, we don't eat anything. We simply focus on the Bhagavatam class. So, and then another angle is when we are eating taking prasadam, at the time, we can also hear Bhagavatam. That is most relishable, because when we are eating, hearing Bhagavatam, it will nourish the body and soul at parallel.
Yeah.
That is good thing. And when we are in the temple in the Bhagavatam class, then we don't eat it.
No, that's different setup. Yeah.
Yes, the two angles. But mostly in our devotees, when we are in the online sessions, so we may be doing something and hearing Krishna Katha, that may be allowed, because we don't find time. We have not given the sitting and hearing that focus. If it is sitting and hearing focusly, that is good, if we have given that one. But sometimes we may be, due to the going to the office and coming home, we might not be having time and doing things and hearing Krishna Katha.
Yeah.
So that is also a different
But also
thing.
Prabhupada says don't miss a moment listening to Krishna's talk.
Yes.
Don't miss a moment, even chanting. You can chant anywhere. That's also a statement, but then are you allowed to chant in the toilet, for instance? I don't know. I mean, are you going to strip it down as basic as that? I'm not sure. People leave their chanting beads outside when they go toilet.
Yeah, it is again mood. So, but there are no discriminations to chant. We can chant anywhere in all times and circumstances.
Yes, you don't have to have beads to chant when you're in the toilet. You can still call Krishna's name.
Yes, we don't take the beads into the
No.
impure places.
Hare Krishna, sorry.
Thank you so much,
I know
Mother.
they're very menial things, but it does it sort of cross your mind when you hear discussions around that.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And Swarup Prabhuji, do you have got anything to share?
No, Prabhuji, it was very good. It was a very good discussion. So thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other students? Prabhavati Mataji?
No, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Very nicely explained.
Okay, so any other? Gauringi Mataji and Asha Mataji, you wanted to add anything?
No, Prabhu, I'm listening. Thank
Okay, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Nothing Prabhuji, no question. No.
Okay, so you're always well situated, Mataji. Okay, so perfect. Saurav Prabhuji, you wanted to add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, nothing to add. I was just listening to the discussion. Jarukanda Mataji mentioned about the point that we know that we have to serve Krishna, and that if we keep serving Krishna, then everything will be wonderful. I'm probably rephrasing it, not quite as Mataji said, so apologies. But we still get attracted to all kinds of different sort of mundane material activities. And by virtue of illusion, we find that satisfying our senses, so on. But we're all situated in our own ashrams, like those who are in Grihastha, they are in Grihastha ashram, and now we are in Krishna consciousness within that ashram. And we want to do more and more. Everyone wants to do more. Everyone is doing more and more as time goes. But just because we are aware that, there is 100% pleasure, or not pleasure, but happiness, bliss, if we actually serve Krishna fully, even if we want, now by becoming aware, tomorrow, let's say I can't get out of Grihastha ashram just by knowing or just becoming aware, or no matter how much my heart desires, I can't just move out of this. So I still have to carry on and fulfill that duty. And I suppose in one way that has to be done. So I don't know what your sort of take on that is, and Mataji's take on that is. We came into Grihastha ashram, we're doing a Grihastha ashram when maybe someone was not aware. I was not aware that there is a process like this. But I come into the ashram, now I've become aware of this process. But now I can't leave, I have to fulfill that process. So even if I know what is real bliss, my hands are tied, I can't do it. So I don't know what you think about it.
So here, yes, Prabhuji. So that is many of the people, they have got kind of questions. So we are in the Grihastha ashrama, we need to follow this one, but we cannot go out. I wanted to surrender myself to Krishna fully, but I cannot leave my dependence. But here, the situation is the family, one is cooperating into the devotional service. If the family is not cooperating, then Prabhupada mentions that one can leave the family if it is not if it is cooperating, that is good. So because you have a duty to um, elevate your wife and children into Krishna consciousness. If it is not cooperating, then you are free to leave the family. So Prabhupada has explicitly mentioned that one. Of course, our scriptures also suggest that one, but it is also not that much easy to do that one. So wherever we are here doing some kind of duty, be it like akarma. Arjuna asked the similar kind, Kim karma kim akarme iti kavayopi atra mohita. So when Arjuna asked that, what is karma, what is akarma, what is vikarma, like that, Krishna says, Kim karma kim akarme iti kavayopi atra mohitaha. Many people, learned scholars, also bewildered about what to do, what not to do. Tatte karma pravikshami yajnatva mokshashe ashubhat. So you will be free from all kinds of inauspicious things. I will speak, O Arjuna. So he says, Karmano, karmano api bodhavyam ya vikarmanaha. Karmanasya bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Gahana, it is the very difficult to understand what is karma, what is not karma. Then he says that कर्मणि अकर्मण यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्मण कर्म यः सबुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु सयुक्तः कृष्ण कर्म कृत. A person, whenever though he is doing with full knowledge, it's a kama sankalpa vajjitaha, without any sense gratification. Karmani akarmayah pasyet. He is doing the activity, but he sees that it is only devotional. Akarmayah pasyet. In such a way, he sees that. Akarmanicha karmayaha, and he is not doing any activity, but still he is engaging in the devotional service. So that kind of person, he is the sabuddhiman manushesh buddhiman. He is the intelligent person. So we are in the home, and family is not cooperating sometimes, and sometimes they are cooperating. But my consciousness is always in the chanting, following the regulative principles, following the spiritual master instructions, and hearing Krishna Katha, engaging in the devotional service. I am not doing anything for my keeping my body fit and doing bodily exercises and pressing the nose and inhaling and exhaling. I am not doing such kind of things. I am doing everything only for Krishna's pleasure in all times and circumstances. Either I am going to the work to earn livelihood, to feed the family as a swadharmacharanam shakya, vidharmacha nivattanam, daiva labdhen santosha atmavicharnarchanam. But apart from that, I am engaging in the devotional service. I'm not going for movies and sports or picnics or anything else. This is Sabuddhiman Manusheshu. He is the intelligent person. That's why Yasya Sarve Samarambhaha Kama Sankalpa Vajjitaha. Whatever he does, there is no Kama Sankalpa. He is always Vajjitaha. That's why Jnanagni Dagda Karmanam. All of his karmic activities are burned to the ashes by jnana, by the knowledge. Tamahuhu panditum buddhaha. That person is called pandita, a learned person who is pure Krishna consciousness. Panditaha samadarshinaha. So this is, though we are in the grihastha or brahmacharya or vanaprastha or sannyas, it doesn't matter. When he has got the enough knowledge, this is karmani akarma yah pasyed akarmani chak karmayah. That kind of thing. Who sees the action in inaction, inaction in action? That person is the pandita. We do not have to leave our position, our job, our family, anything else. But are we doing kama sankalpa vajjitaha? That matters. That is important thing. Kama sankalpa vajjitaha. What happens? Jnana dagda karmanam. Okay, so likewise, Krishna suggests us we do not have to leave anything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so I'm not telling anything new. So it is what Krishna has said and repeating according to the context.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, I think you can do it in your silent way, still love Krishna and do never stop thinking about Krishna and still carry on your prescribed duties. I think Prabhupada encouraged people to get married and also to have children, one or two children. But the key thing is that we as in the material world, we're attached to the people we're engaged with. And that is the bit that stops us from fully being conscious about Krishna and serving Krishna. You can do it silently, think about Krishna, and still have a family and carry on your duties. I think it's you can't make people do things. I mean, children don't belong to us, and we still get attached to them because it's the material world we live in, and they just come through us because karma gives them that opportunity to choose the home they come through, and the parents, they come through, you know. Is it Imran Khan? Was it who said, children don't belong to you, they come through you? That actually helps me when I think about that poet that said that. And Krishna is the same thing. The message comes from the Shastras that children don't belong to you. But, you know, we have to do our duties. And that's what Prabhupada said about, you know, we serve other people wholeheartedly and fully, and we forget about Krishna. Why not use this body to serve Krishna? You don't have to literally, you know, come to the temple and serve Krishna. You can serve Krishna by remembering him, singing his praise, which you do beautifully. And you haven't given up your lovely bhajan and singing. You know, it's different ways we can do it. You're so humble, Prabhu. You always silently do your part, serving Krishna. So, you know, those are the counting moments. They count and they credit in your account with Krishna. I think so anyway.
Yeah.
So you can still have your family life because that's your duty, but you still can do. Doesn't mean you have to go to the temple every day and do all the rituals that is expected. You know, we also have to work to fulfill our duties.
Yes. So here, Prabhupada says one is cooperating family, one is non-cooperating family. Cooperating family is always good for spiritual progress. They are always coming to do bhajans and everything is going happy. Non-cooperating family, just like Anga Maharaj. So his son Davena and then Sunita. So it is not, he felt that God has given me a son in such a way that I get detachment very easily. In such a way, he also sees both situations, that is called Jnana Jnana. So he put himself in the perfect position. So that either way, family is always in the cooperating devotional service. Not cooperating, oh my dear Lord, you have given me such a way that I get detachment very easily from this material world and from all the family, friends, and everything else. Like when Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan Dey, was saying to Prabhupada, Prabhupada says to his father that I did not like my wife then. My dear child, that is good. You engage yourself in the devotional service. That Prabhupada mentioning that one. Of course, you all know about the Prabhupada's pastime. Just mentioning. So in both angles, a devotee take the opportunity and make it convenient to engage in the devotional service.
Yeah.
That the Vedic injunctions, they will give all angles. That is the knowledge for us.
But I can see what Prabhu is pointing to, because when you live in the material world, you have so much confusion to see to this and see to that and see. Don't get attached to your family, don't get attached to people. But then you also get the messages that Krishna says, or Prabhupada says, see Krishna in every person, every soul, everything, and love individuals. But it's a different kind of love. You know, it means you love, but you don't get too attached. That's my only person in my life. I can't do without that person. I can't, you know, all that kind of attachment that does not give you room for anything else. Hare Krishna. Sorry, am I taking up too much time, Prabhu?
Mataji. So here, if we do not earn money, we all not respected by even wife and children. That is there. So kina shiva gojaram. So this is again, it comes here. But if we do not earn money for a 6 months or 1 year, we really see what is real wife and what is real children and family. So this it again. So here, see, unfortunate man, unsuccessful in maintaining his family members, is bereft of all beauty. He always thinks of his failure, grieving deeply. And see here, seeing him unable to support them, his wife and others do not treat him with the same respect as before, even as miserly farmers do not accord the same treatment to their world-worn ox out. Kena Shaiva Gojaram. And such a way he meets the foolish family man does not become ours to family life, although he is maintained by those whom he once maintained, deformed by the influence of old age. He prepares himself to meet ultimate death. And see, thus he remains at home just like a pet dog and eats whatever is so negligently given to him, afflicted with many illnesses such as dyspepsia and loss of appetite. He eats only very small morsels of food and he becomes an invalid who cannot work anymore. This is the real position. Okay, so anyway.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes. Just reflecting on Mataji's point again, and I think you just, while you were speaking, Mataji, that was the point that was coming to my mind, or just preceding to that as well, that confusion. This is a very big thing, because it's happening on a day-to-day basis. I think, in the sense that, it's like one leg in Krishna consciousness, one leg in material life, and constantly trying to, we often ask the question, I guess everyone might agree, that about how do we balance it. But more around sort of balancing it, it is making those choices correctly. Because one hand, yes, we are somehow trying to grasp the Krishna consciousness process, but also at the same time, for example, I have family and my children, they're still pursuing material education. So on one hand, I'm going in one direction, but I'm actually still sending them in another direction, exactly the same direction I went 20 years back. So I think that is almost a confusion in a way, because, and that's probably happening to a lot of families. You're sending children to finer and finer schools or whatever, or education systems, and those finer education systems are nothing but what we understand in the very fundamentals of Krishna consciousness is giving us knowledge, which is nascence. Ultimately it is going to lead to sadness, and ultimately it is going to lead to unhappiness, stress, and all the material problems in life will come as a result through those education. Yes, we will have a means to earn livelihood, etc., but surrounded around will be a lot of unhappiness and problems and stress of material life. So one hand we are thinking, okay, yeah, they should still pursue material education because they have to earn, they have to live. But on the other hand, we are trying to say we're going in the Krishna consciousness direction. So it's not exactly merging. It's like merging at one point, diverging again, merging at one point, diverging again, and that is confusion.
That is real. Yeah, that is real in the material world, Prabhu. But you can have both, but your children. Okay, we're going along with the education because it's necessary. But then when the child becomes a certain age, they'll choose what they want in life. And then you will be free of that, but at the same time you still have feelings. We're attached, definitely. You can't deny that. But
some rare families,
you're still young, Prabhu. You're so young. You look at me, I'm older now.
No. No.
Yeah.
So we do see rare families, Mataji, where actually they have given up. They've given up, material,
Yes, yes.
acquiring anything material. The only thing they acquire is they spend their time in service of
Yeah.
Krishna, of Jagannath, and so on. So they are wholly, and some rare instances, some families are able to, how, you know that can be described by Shastric influences, I guess. But um, yeah, not doesn't we don't see that often. We're all somehow or the other stuck in those the material paths,
Yeah, we're
over and
running,
over,
aren't we? We're all running,
again.
Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah, over and over again, we are still entangled. We're not
Yeah.
coming out. And I think one or two things come to my mind is, those who are very fortunate to have very direct and very strong association with their gurus. Like, for example, Amuga Prabhu. He Amuga Prabhuji's Guruji. If you have the opportunity of getting more and more association with him, take his directions, particularly for you, then I'm because every word that comes from Guruji is it is uh, you immediately act on it. You feel that it is something now, because that is outside of confusion. There's no confusion in there. So when there is strong guidance,
Yeah.
and instructions, clear instructions, there is, because that instruction comes with a lot of clarity, that okay, what you are thinking is okay, but whatever your understanding is, and that's getting refined, or through reading your scriptures, etc., so on, doing association. But that clarity comes at the right time, at the right stage. Those who are blessed with that, I think they should make use of it as much as they can.
Yeah.
To come out of this, there's no other way. There's no other way.
Yeah, Prabhu, you're right, because people go to India to retreat for life and spend their life. But how many do you know that does that and really feel? If you listen to all these stories that even the senior Vaishnavas talk about, there's still problems there. It's not like it's confusion everywhere, Prabhu. Even in the temple, you think it's all, but it's not something we talk about. We just want to go on and do the right thing. What we taught to be right, but that doesn't always make you comfortable. And I'm so naive. I believe everything people say, so I go along with it until I get a big shock, But then you don't let it spoil your thinking. It's good, but you are that kind of person who is very calm and cool and quite personal in your thinking. You don't get involved with all these argy-bargy going around. So I can see that this is the kind of life you would like to have a life full of less of this worldly confusion,
If I
I
could,
think most of us,
yes, Mataji, but I can't.
but most of us, I know, most of us want that,
Yeah.
want to be in the happy land, but if we didn't have this family life, we also crave for it. I know some people who are single and in the ashram, and they still crave for the getting married and have children and have a job out there and have a place of abode. So it's like human nature. What we don't have, we want. But this, what you want, is so divine, and you will get it because you got that desire.
Yes.
You
It
have
is.
got the desire. Krishna will lead you. He will show you the way. He brings you to the temple once a week so that you can, you know, have a taste ever so often, and then you have to go and do your duty and come back. Once or twice you come, don't you? So that's good, you know. Amuga Prabhu don't get to come to the temple, but he does his own thing, yeah, which is just as good.
I think Amoga Prabhu's residence, I guess we have a temple in York, I would say.
You have?
Well,
Oh, his residence, yeah.
we have a temple in York. Maybe you should give it a name, Prabhu.
Yeah, we should all come there one day, run a retreat.
Yeah, I think we should all say something to your Maharaj and say maybe your center should have a name. And that
Yeah,
way, yes, your center should have a name, and that way, you know, more propagation can happen around your place, your towns and villages. That's what
yeah,
Mahaprabhu wanted. And you are in a location where there is, you know, not much happening, and you are reaching far out to everybody, and people can take advantage of you, you know,
Yes.
through some kind of media propagation, something just, you know, so, you know, like whatever it takes to do that. But
I think you will.
you should have a name, you know, you can ask, you can be guided by a senior devotee, you make some, uh, give it a name. Uxbridge Sangha is fine, Uxbridge Gaura Sangha is fine, you know, that started, you know, and that is, you're holding the fort now, so for a long time now. But keep spreading it, you know. That's my thought anyway. So I'll stop there, but nice to discuss.
This is good conversation, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Okay, very wonderful. So, yes, in due course of time, we will come to that point. So now, as family, just slowly we walk. Though we are in confusion, we walk. Time never wait for someone to
Yeah,
someone is. We will become older, and the energy will be loosened, and we will lose our energy, and that age coming, our body will become old and weak. So, but we need to acknowledge and balance it. Okay,
I'm
so
just saying this, Prabhu. I'm just saying this, Prabhu, because we're in context of discussion,
yes,
not suggesting anything. Just saying that, you know, we were distributing book a couple of years back in Harrow, and in one of the streets we were walking down, and I think everyone's heard of Swami Narayan. And one of the houses, basically the front of the house, was basically temple. Their lounge was basically converted like to a temple. You can make out that it's a house in a row of houses in a street, and the front you can just see is there are actually monks, 2 or 3 saffron monks inside, and they're just living there. And but the front room has actually been converted.
yeah, just like Manchester Temple.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So it's possible, especially those who have houses.
Very wonderful. Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are nearly 10 o'clock. I think tomorrow we need to wake up for Japa session as well.
Yes, of course.
yeah.
If anyone has not taken prasadam, or if taking already, that is good. Okay, so if there are no further discussions, then we shall conclude our session for tonight and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. Okay.
Yes, Padmajarubhyasya Kripasinduvyeva cha
Paritanam Pavanebhyo
Napavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo Namaha
Anantakoti
Nantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki
Vaishnavendra
jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai
Yeah.
Hari Hari Bo
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna consciousness everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Madevam, Madhuram, Madhuram.